everybody, this is Pam with the Paper Outpost. Hey, today we're going to play with an oatmeal box. You got an oatmeal box? Let's have some fun. You got any kind of food box? You can probably do the same things with this particular food box. Okay, so we're going to do something junk journal-like. Alrighty, and I'm just assessing what can stay and what can go. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm trying to utilize as much of the box as possible in the construct of this journal. Now, you can take everything apart and cut off the pieces. What I'm going to do is, this is too wide for a spine, so we're going to condense the spine down to a more usable size. We're going to use the front and the back as the front and the back cover. Use these extra flaps as reinforcing flaps. We may even turn those into extra pockets. And removed, and maybe we're going to turn them into some other fun little things along the way. So let's just start removing some things. And what you can definitely do is take apart the box. It's not a bad place to start, and it's going to give you some flexibility for what you want to make. So let's try this. That made no sense, but it's going to make it easier for you. That's what I'm trying to say. There we go. That's where we're coming from. Okay, somewhere around here, there's going to be a place where this box completely comes apart. Okay, now I've taken apart the box, and I'm just remembering where my spine was. My spine can be either side, but just make sure that wherever the spine is, you make a determination of where that's going to be. And I'm going to use this side as a spine. Okay, so just remember, it's this side as a spine, but this opens up this way. I'm not going to use these two little flaps, so I'm going to remove those currently. Hang on a sec. I'm just assessing. I don't need the entire top or this piece. This is a bottom. Let me take this off. All right. Actually, I could use that piece. Hang on. I'm just thinking here. Actually, that's going to be the front. That's going to be the back. Yep, we're going to remove it. We're still going to use this for something else, but we're just going to see what we can make out of this oatmeal box. Okay, got that removed. This, we're going to separate this out. So this strange top and bottom piece is going to come out of this box. And then we're going to work on the spine. Very fun. Hope you're having fun today. Hope your papers are calling you. Let's see. Remove that little piece. Okay, the box came down like this, came down like this. So this is going to be the spine. It was attached like this. Now that we've removed the top and the bottom, the whole thing can actually come together like that. And that's not a bad junk journal size in there. That might be a little bit wide yet, but not bad. Okay, so you want to know how wide that is? Okay, I will measure it for you. That is 1 3/4 inches, almost 2 inches. That's a little bit wide, and I think I'd like to narrow it down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off a chunk. That's a very technical term for removing a chunk. To take off a chunk. Okay, so we're just going to hack off a piece, basically, because we don't want it as wide. Okay. Did it all go? No, maybe one more pass. Okay. Now, retract that so you stay safe, and retest your width and see if you're happy. This is looking a little better. I'm liking that. Let me check the actual width, and I'll tell you what we got. It's about 1.5 inches, which isn't bad. Honestly, isn't bad, but I'm thinking, do I want it a little smaller than that? Maybe a smidge, just a smidgeroo. And I'm just gonna whittle off maybe another small chunkaroo to get it. I like to work with about 1 inch. We're at 1.5 inches. We're not that far off the mark. But sometimes this is going to be a softer cover journal because it's cardboard. I can build it up to be a harder journal, but right now it's a softer cover journal. And let's see exactly where we're at. It's not striking me straight here. Okay. I just want to make sure it all measures up. And then we go. All right, let's swivel that off. Okay. There we go. Just a little extra tidbit off. Hopefully I did that straight. Now these should connect nicely. There. Now let's go in for the big measuroo. We're about 1.25 inches, and I think I'm pretty good with that. So let me see if I can get my glue flowing here today. Hold on. Okay, everybody. I have put some Fabrifix glue down here. Painstakingly. And now I'm going to make the spine smaller by doing that, by cutting off those pieces. And then you can technically make the spine any size you want. So that's kind of fun. This box, for example, I would like to tell you is 7 3/4 by about 4 3/4. So that's going to make a journal that size. So it all depends on the size of the box that you're starting with, height-wise and width-wise. So kind of take that into account. And now I would like to, I think I'm going to decorate the inside cover first. And let's see what I have. I'm going to try and use stuff that sit on my desk here because I do like to do that. I want to maybe make these interior pockets, but that means I need to decorate this space first. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. I have some cool old photo here. That's kind of neat. I'm going to put that in there just for fun. It's kind of a cool piece. And I think I'm going to lay it down with some, yep, I know, Scotch Create glue stick. The elusive Scotch Create glue stick, hard to find, but works great. And if you have another favorite glue stick, by all means, go forth and use it. Okay, so it's just like a gluey, sticky, tacky glue. It's really strong. Gives you a second to reposition things. And let me just put this here. Just for starters, as we get everything aligned. So there's something I want to show you that's a little bit different with the way I'm going to decorate this journal. In case you've been around the block with me and you're like, okay, we've seen that. And you're like, no, hold your horses. There's going to be something a little bit different about this one. Okay, there we go. We are in. We've got half that page decorated. Now I just need to grab pretty much anything at this point. Would be good, Pam, if you could just pull out something. It would be a nice thing to put. Oh, that's really cute. Maybe I'll do some of this. That's too wide. I don't know about this. Not tall enough. All right. Here we go. We have some of the Heartthrobs poem, which would be perfect. Okay. Is that one page? Yep. One page. Gonna make it close enough. There we go. All right. I'm not quite tall enough, but that's okay because there's going to be a wraparound element that's going to cover a lot of the things that do not seem correct here. Okay, let me get rid of this little piece. This part of this is going to be... Hang on. Okay, son. Okay, we're back in action there. Everybody's fine. Everybody's fine? Everybody's fine. Okay. Confirmation on that. Okay. So that's going to be covered. That's going to be covered. You can go ahead and remove the excess here with a nice metal, I call it a tearing ruler. It's just a ruler with a sharp metal edge. You can find these in most craft stores or you can order them online. Okay, there we go. Got that. Got this quickly removed. It's easy and breezy, and we're liking that. Okay. All right, so that is going to be what the inside will look like. We can do a little bit of folding here with, yes, you guessed it, our old friend, of which I have no idea where it is. Bone folder. Not found it. Okay. Bone folder. And then the other side of the spine. bone folder spine. Very good, very good. See, everything's dandy right now. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and cover this whole side with whatever I have. And I thought it would be fun, if you recall, if you've been around, you may have seen me take a regular book and then decorate, can't see that, with some scraps or whatever, some pages in the book as a place to store pre-made mini masterboards out of scraps and things on my desk. So a couple of those pages, whoops, come back here, are these two pages. And I thought they might make really pretty botanical front and back covers for this book. So let's just see exactly who wants to be where. Okay. Okay. Now I have an idea for the spine too, but what I'm going to be okay, Bumples. You all right? Yeah, he's okay. Just checking on my Bumples. Okay. I'm going to move them up because maybe I'm going to use something to cover the spine in a wider fashion. This also allows me to migrate that way a little bit of the prettiness of these papers. Not long enough to cover these front pockets, but we can work around that, okay? We have our ways. So a little bit of a rough end here. I'm going to snip that off. Just make it nice and smooth so it transitions nicely onto the front of the junk. I think that was pretty front. And this is a pretty back, I think. Or they could be vice versa. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this down. So that will take some more glue. And here we're gluing. All right, glooby-dooby-dooby. Yes, I should put, I know something behind so I don't get glue all over the place. Too late, I didn't do it. I'm a messy crafter, and I'm okay with that. Okay, here we go. All right. So I think for simplicity's sake, I'm going to, what happens if I would cover it right to there? Right over the front. No, I want more of this on the front. I will make that something else over there. I'm going to use the top as a guide. Put that down, and I'll only have to trim the bottom. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to do the same thing for the back cover. Dooby 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 doo. Oh, no humming. No humming, Pam. You know, YouTube doesn't like that. Okay, there we go. Oh, we need a little trim ski there, maybe. I feel we need a little trim ski. A little curling edge on this end, and we will handle that right now by trimming it off. Instead of fussing with it and trying to get it to glue down from here to eternity, we're just going to cut it off. Okay, about the same distance forward, because it's the same size page. Measure it from the top, so do minimal trimming. And then we push down and apply. There we go. Okay, so the front and the back are almost completely decorated, not quite yet, but we're getting there. So here is, you could actually tear this off, but I think I'm going to cut it just for, I don't want that paper to tear for any reason. Just want it to be all nicey nice. Okay. There we go. A little bit of angle on that paper. There we go. All right. So now we have this. Okay, that's very good so far. So what we have to do is finish off the flaps and finish off the spine. So I'm going to randomly look on my desk for, oh, you guessed it, scraps. Okay, so here we go. We have some scrappage. And no shortage of scrappage around here. So we're just going to, oh, I have some like strangely color coordinating paper. We're going to glue you down. This is one of these papers we made before. We're just going to put that here. And then we're going to trim it up. All right. Put it north of there. Just barely overlapping. So I don't have any fuss to deal with. There we go. All right. And then let's trim that off. We might migrate that same, what, where are you? Why did you go dark? I have no idea.